Okay, welcome everybody. It is October 20th, 2025, 7 p.m. And I'd like to call the meeting of the Boxborough Select Board to order. So if you'd all join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. So as is our practice, we're going to start with public input. There's nobody in our audience tonight, a couple of people on Zoom. Did anybody want to make any comments on non-agenda items? Seeing nobody, we'll move right along. So unfortunately, we have a couple of resignations. Let's see, I didn't print my whole packet to save paper, but Brittany Zorn is resigning from the Community Preservation Committee. We're sad to see you go, Brittany, but we're glad that you're still on the Housing Board. We understand that, work comes first. So I would like to move to accept with regret the resignation of Brittany Zorn from the Community Preservation Committee as the Housing Board representative, effective immediately, and to thank her for her service to the town.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstain? And again, Brittany, thank you so much. We understand you get busy at work, and thank you again for remaining on the Housing Board. Okay, and let's see. Next, I move to, no, I'm sorry. Let's not move yet. Christine Casebolt needs to resign from the Board of Registrars. So same thing, we're sorry to see you go. We appreciate the time you spent volunteering for the town. Any?
Nope.
I don't, okay. Then I move to accept with regret the resignation of Christine Casebolt from the Board of Registrars, effective immediately, and we thank you for your service to the town of Boxborough.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Okie dokie. Next, Mark Marlowe has stepped up to join the Board of Registrars, so we appreciate him stepping forward to fill that spot. Again, didn't print my whole, I did read everything, and I read the letter from Becky Harris, but do we have anything to add to it?
Christian, I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize.
Where is the Dropbox doesn't have anything, and I don't see.
Oh, I was using the packet that Kelly emailed out, sorry.
That packet,
If you go down to the, just go down to the attachment, the whole packet is there.
oh, it's not, okay.
It's-
Even
yeah.
Even in the packet I was looking.
Yeah,
at.
no,
Okay,
I,
the
yeah.
Dropbox. Okay, got it.
I
Right,
struggle
sorry.
with Dropbox, so I like the
And I can
PDFs.
tell you that Mark is a resident who's been actively involved in this year's Civic Academy that Rajon is running, which is nice to see. He's getting the education on municipal government and now stepping up to get involved.
Yeah, and Becky Harris, thrilled to have him on board, our town clerk. Now, ordinarily, Mark would be here and we would ask him what he loves about Boxborough, but he probably didn't log on because he's afraid I would ask him. So, I don't see him up there. All right. I move to appoint Mark Marlowe to the Board of Registrars for a term to expire April 30th, 2027.
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstain. That is unanimous. Moving right along, the fiscal crisis sign-on letter for public school funding. We were actually approached, I want to say several weeks ago, but we just didn't have a meeting in the interim. So, Mike, do you want to walk us through that a little bit? I don't see any reason not to sign it.
Yeah, it's something that went to the superintendents. So the superintendent sent it to me. Also, Adam Klein sent it to the board. It's, to work on the state funding formula for education. And, people can individually go in and sign this. But Adam had asked if the board would be interested in discussing it and considering signing it.
Did you have a chance to take a peek? So I was actually going to suggest that the way it's laid out, I was going to suggest that we all do them individually and then authorize Mike to do one on behalf of the town. Thoughts? Because it is like laid out, who are you, what do you represent, how do you
Is there
do?
a link? I mean, I see an email address that we have to, but like a lot of times, things like this, usually there's a link, right? Like
Yeah, just a form you can fill
I'll
out.
find the link and we'll, I thought you sent it with a link. I'll find it and we'll send it to you.
Yeah, I only saw an email address, like fiscal crisis at Mass.
There is a form, it's at the bottom of the page,
Yeah.
but it's a long URL.
Oh, okay.
Someone's
that's
someone's
the
trying to talk on the Zoom.
Hey, John, is that you?
That's me. I don't get any sound, do you?
Yeah, I see BXB-TV is muted. I just texted Kristen.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
hold on, the screen is gone now too.
Oh dear.
Okay, hold on, you guys, all right, time out for technological whatevers.
Oh, now we're back.
I hear you with echo now, Kristen, so we got double the sound.
Woohoo, double the Kristen, everyone loves that.
So you don't have the feedback.
That would be a hard no. Nobody loves that.
Now I can't hear.
Not hearing anything?
Oh, now we can't hear you, Dennis. But we see your mouth moving. No, we can vaguely hear you, but not hear you well.
To mute the audience because people were able to turn themselves on.
Okay.
How's it now? Can you hear us, Dennis?
You're loud and clear. I don't know.
Loud and clear, he says.
Okay,
John,
awesome.
Cassie on here listening in, maybe they want to confirm they've got audio.
Hold on a minute. Yep. Okay, say something, Dennis, please.
Good evening, everyone.
Hey, there you
Oh,
are.
you sounded very moderatorish.
I'm
That's
in
a
practice
compliment.
still.
Moderatorish, yeah, that's a compliment. I didn't say it was a real word. It's moderatorish.
Yeah, so John Markowitz
That's
and
a
Cassie
question.
LaRussa I see are on too. I'm wondering if they can
Yep.
hear okay. They're muted, but
I
Okay,
can hear okay. I don't know if you guys can
Okay.
hear me, but I can hear Dennis and Town Hall.
Okay,
okay.
Yeah, we
awesome.
can hear you too. Yep.
okay, finally.
All right.
And John's good? Okay. Well,
John,
there
can
we
you
go.
hear us?
Thanks.
I can hear you.
Okay,
All
great.
right, we're
Yeah, we
good.
hear you too, John, thank you.
Excellent. Okay, so getting back to the fiscal, ooh, now I feel we're wicked loud. Ooh. Getting back to the fiscal crisis sign-on letter, everyone's going to follow the link and
Yeah.
do it individually, but,
Sure.
I would like to authorize, actually, I want to change, so, right now the motion says authorize me to sign it, but like I said, I think it has more weight if we all do. So I move to authorize the town administrator to sign the fiscal crisis letter in support of additional public school funding, on behalf of the Boxborough Select Board.
Second. So wait, we're signing it and Mike's signing it?
Well, what I'm suggesting is just to say Boxborough is very much behind them looking at this, because it is such a crisis for so many communities across the state, or across the Commonwealth, that Mike sends one on behalf of the Select Board, but then we each can also send
Okay.
one, identifying ourselves as Select Board members.
That's what I wanted
I just
to-
feel like it has,
And in
I
this-
know we're a drop in the puddle of
But in
Massachusetts.
this case,
but
volume counts.
That's
No,
the-
that's,
yeah.
yeah, right, I just wanted, that's what I was trying to clarify. So the one we get, the link, it's actually gonna go directly to them, as well as Mike's. Is that correct?
We hope. I was gonna use Adobe and just sign the form that we got, but if it's a form, that works too. I mean, yes, however you can manage to get it there,
We'll get it.
please do.
We'll do it.
All right, any more discussion about authorizing Mike to also send a letter? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Okay. So the next thing on our agenda is to talk about special town meeting, ballot question, draft warrant, votes and recommendations. Marie, are you here today on behalf of the Fire Station Building Committee, or on behalf of the FinCom, or just 'cause?
Just because.
Just 'cause, okay.
But I can answer questions,
Okay.
general questions from the fire station building committee.
Well, Priya's here too, so I just, right, I just didn't know what hat everybody was wearing right now.
Yeah, I mean, Maria is probably much more experienced with all the ballot questions, and so I defer to her if she is able to answer it.
Well, let's start with the timing of town meeting, because I did attend your meeting, and what I heard you all say is you need some more time, and I would agree, you need some more time, you've got a lot of work to do. So why don't we talk about the timing of it, and then we can figure out what exactly are our next steps?
I
Wait,
know-
this is the timing for what?
Special, the next town meeting, our special town meeting.
Oh, well, the one
'Cause-
that was gonna be in December.
Right.
Okay.
Right, but go ahead, Priya.
So, yeah, there's two timing things.
Or Mike.
There's the timing of the next special town meeting, which right now is on the books for mid-December. And there's possibility that it could slide a month. But then we also need to talk about the timing for calling for a ballot election for a debt exclusion. And I think tonight, probably the more important discussion is about calling for that election. Because whether it's, we have 45 days from when town meeting authorizes that it needs to go to the ballot. So I think it would be worthy, even though we don't know the exact date yet, for the board to call for an election and then set the date once we know when that town meeting will be. So in other words, if it's mid-December, we have till about the end of January to do a ballot election, and we'll have to coordinate with the town clerk's office on that. But if it ends up getting pushed back a month, then we have another month.
So the date can be set later. We just call for election now?
That's my recommendation, yes.
But
Is that?
I guess I feel like it's
allowed
cart
that?
before the horse. We don't have anything to
What's
put in a
45
ballot.
days
Help
from now?
us understand this.
What's-
It made
What's
sense.
45 days from now? That's December
Yes.
4th or something?
So it would be 45 days from the time that the
That's not right.
December town meeting, if the December town meeting approves a debt exclusion, in other words, that would be for the design fees and for land acquisition.
I understand that. I want to understand why we need to call for it now.
That's my question too. I'm like, why are we calling for something when we don't
Yeah.
even know if we need it yet?
Well, I think it would be helpful for the town clerk's office to start making arrangements, whether that's an election by the end of January or an election by the end of February. And if they don't need to, then, I think they can, back away from it. But I think it's important
Maria,
to.
do you know how we did it in the past? You want to like keep them?
I guess I don't know why we're not
Yeah.
figuring out town meeting first and then deciding to call for a ballot election.
So the calling for the ballot, the election is you guys, right? We are going to need it. We know that.
Yeah.
Because we don't have enough free cash to pay for design fees and acquisition. I don't think we have enough free cash to pay for one or the other. So we're gonna definitely need an election, and it needs to be called because it's an override, a debt exclusion, it needs to be called within 45 days of the town meeting vote.
So do
Right.
we have to do it now or like?
No, that's why I'm saying, no, I understand all of that, but that's what I'm saying is I don't know why we're doing it now. That's all. But I hear Mike saying it'd
Right.
be useful for the town
Well, I
clerk.
think Becky has other things she needs to do as well, right?
In getting prepared
To
for
get the
it.
election going. I don't necessarily know it needs to be tonight, but
Prepping for it?
we are actually, the Fire Station Building Committee did not decide that we definitely want to postpone, right? We were gonna make that decision on this Thursday, right, Mike?
Correct.
That's what we talked about.
Having attended your meeting, we won't make anything. We won't make any dates. So I actually, as a select board, want to just pick a date in January, move it after the holidays, give everyone some room to breathe.
So I'm fine with that.
It doesn't make sense to me to try to bang it in.
I
You're not
just-
ready.
No, I know that, but let's decide this Thursday, Christian. We waited so long. Let's wait till this Thursday, so that way we can decide then. And then, are we meeting again?
Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, we are
Monday
meeting.
again, right? So at that time, maybe we can pick a date in January, if
Pick a
that's
date
what we need to.
for the town meeting.
For the town meeting, yes.
And then, so once the town meeting date is set, then we can set the date for the.
For the election. So we'll just punt this to Monday, next Monday.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Has the town staff looked at dates and looked into availability for the Regency, the BXB-TV, done all the things it needs to do to?
So we're
make
just
this
starting to
decision?
do that today. I think Kelly reached out to the Blanchard today. We did, casually mention to the Regency that we may have to change dates, so we're kind of looking at dates, and we started with a calendar in case we're looking at what dates don't work. We know some dates that don't work for the moderator. We know a few dates, and I don't think those are gonna disrupt us. But there is also, I think there's 4 days that don't work for the town clerk, so we're gonna have to work around a couple of those things.
Yep. Kelly did put together a calendar. So Sam, what we were talking about was that, after the last 2 town meetings, the Regency is, as much as I so eloquently, advocated for it, it is a little bit of a luxury, and we don't think we're gonna need 500 seats for the special town meeting. I still maintain that we need to be in the Regency for the annual. It's a longer meeting, there will be lots more people, but we were saying, why not go back to Blanchard for this one?
For the January meeting.
For the December or January meeting, we don't know.
No,
It'll be January. It'll be January.
I know. But at any rate, we thought we'd go back to Blanchard, save the $6,000. And one of the things we will also do at that special town meeting is ask the town if they're willing to pay for the Regency in May, or June rather. So, May 18th. So that will also make the FinCom happy, because we'll have our funding mechanism in place. And the town meeting will decide, is it worth $6,000 to them or not? Oh, it totally is. We're sitting in comfy chairs.
Okay, anyways, go, okay, let's go.
That's why we're gonna ask the town meeting what they think.
Okay.
Looks like Dennis has a thought.
Dennis?
Yeah, good evening, Select Board.
Yep, we got you, Dennis.
I can foresee Blanchard for a special in December or January, assuming the head count's maybe 400-ish like we had just last week. I would be very concerned about the Maytown meeting and the attendance there if, in fact, there's a vote on some version of an override, a debt exclusion, all the above, which would likely draw more voters. I would guess that you'd have at least 500, if not 600, for that kind of vote, based on
So
historic
Dennis,
numbers. And that, I don't think that number can be practically accommodated.
I'm just doing that order.
Okay, so Dennis, you agree with the December, January special town meeting at Blanchard, and the May meeting you're suggesting would be better at the hotel?
Regency.
Thank you,
So to
Regency.
clarify, I think for May, if there are votes on an override, it needs to be at the Regency to accommodate the numbers.
Okay,
For the special, whether it's January or December, I'm willing to abide by the Select Board's decision. I think the Regency is a much more comfortable and appropriate place, but I do understand financial considerations, and I respect the Select Board's decision.
right,
We've proven that we can accommodate 400 at Blanchard and conduct a meeting there
right.
with that number.
And
So-
thank you, because we're just trying to be financially responsible as much as possible. I mean, as everyone knows, the select board spend money, the FinCom says no to it, so we,
Yeah, and-
How many nights are we anticipating for the special?
For the special,
Is
probably
it
just
gonna
one.
be
probably one night.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably
So
one night for
I
the,
think, you know, I would agree that that may be a prudent decision right now. And I really like the idea of a sense of the meeting question on this as well.
in the December, January, asking
Yeah.
about the May meeting.
Why not just make
Well,
it
just-
an
won't
actually-
article and just have it be
I think maybe
6,000?
just asking in general the preference for Blanchard versus Regency, because you would have just had two pretty much back-to-back meetings, October and then December, January, just to compare a similar size audience.
Right.
A group of voters there, and to get a sense, and, you know, maybe you can think of how you word this thing. You know, they should be obviously very informed of the upcharge there is, and whatever that is. I mean, maybe there's some cost to Blanchard that you need to compare against, so there's sort of a straight comparison versus apples and oranges. But in the context of, okay, it costs us this much more to go to Regency, what are people's thoughts on that space versus doing it at Blanchard?
So Dennis, Wes just suggested, can we just put it as a warrant article on the special town meeting?
We actually need to put it as a warrant article
Yeah,
because we
if
need
it's a sense of the
funding.
meeting, put it a placeholder right now for a, you know, to be crafted
Yeah.
article, you know, sense of the meeting.
Well, not a
preference
sense of the
for-
meeting, not a sense of the meeting, just a warrant article.
Well, I would argue it
yeah,
should be
that
a
would
sense
be
of the
up to
meeting,
us.
because you don't want it to be binding. You want to be able to exercise your judgment as to
Well,
what
it'd
you'd
just
like
be
to do. I
raise
mean,
and
clearly,
appropriate.
Can
I would
we,
think most
like,
people
make
would
that
go
as a
along with the sense of the
discussion
meeting,
right
but if
now?
it's
Because I think-
50-50.
Yeah, we are, that's what we're doing
then-
for you, we're just hopping around.
That one?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, we're
all right.
there.
I just-
It's,
You
I-
don't want to have a binding decision on something like this that you may need to exercise appropriate
Kristen,
discretion
could I
on later.
suggest something?
Yes.
yeah,
All
Mike,
right.
Mike,
I
all
just
right, let's get control here. As much as I love a conversational meeting, we've got too many conversations going on right now. Mike?
We might want to have both, a sense of the meeting as well as a binding article. Sense of the meeting for what Dennis is asking for, the voters' preference of going back for the location in May, but then also a binding article to get the funding for
Oh,
the
yeah.
town meeting we just had, because that wasn't budgeted. And that's, so we want to get that funding and figure out, at least put that in. So we may have both, we may consider both.
I have something, if I can say. I know in the past, when we have done it at the Regency, I know like BXB-TV was able to do it for like 1,500 or whatever it was. What changed? How, why did it cost us so much now? Do we know?
We were told we needed to go outside, but Nick, do you have any insight on all that? We can get it for the next meeting.
Can you say that again? Sorry, I was worried about that.
Oh, sure. We were wondering, actually, Priya, it's your question.
Yeah, in the past, when we have had our town meeting at the Regency, it never cost us for like all the audio equipment and video equipment, 6,000. It was like 1,500, I think it was. Maria, you might know.
Oh, 6,000 wasn't for just the AV. So basically what happened is the Regency gives us the space for free, but we have to pay for the staff, pay for the setup, pay for the takedown. We pay for all that, right?
Yes. And we
Yeah, so it
also-
wasn't just the AV.
We also
I know,
paid for.
but like it still wasn't like 6,000 in when we had it.
Yeah, I
Like,
can-
so I'm just trying to figure out.
You guys used us for audio.
Yeah. Wasn't that fun?
There you go. Good job, Nick. You're okay, just go.
If you guys used us for the audio, you would save a lot of money.
Okay.
So why?
But
didn't-
otherwise, I would
Right,
direct
we-
every question to Mark Corey, because I don't make any of the financial decisions.
No, we understand. But I believe the issue is we can't use you at the Regency.
No,
You
we
can't?
can, but I think they were just
We-
double booked.
You just did.
See?
Oh, we did use you.
Yeah, we were there both nights.
Oh, I thought we had to use their AV people.
You used their audio people. You didn't have to.
I think we were
That's
double
why.
booked. I think
That's
BXB wasn't available that night.
There was something else going on too, because we needed.
We'll look into it.
We needed the big screen TVs.
Yeah.
Or that's what we used anyways. The microphones, the meeting rooms that we used. We were charged each night for 4 committees that had reserved rooms, for some of them for 2 nights, some of them for the 1 night. We got charged for each of those rooms. We also got charged for the babysitting room, and we also got charged to rent a TV for the babysitting room. So it was a lot of different, it was $3,800 in AV equipment.
Still, I think like maybe then we can
Yeah.
look into all those. What I'm
Yeah.
saying is, we can still, even if we put it in a warrant article for 6,000, we don't have to spend the 6,000. If we like are really looking into every different options that are available, we might be able to bring it down, is what I'm saying.
Good point.
So, that's why I think we need to coordinate with you guys too, Nick, in
Yes.
terms of, and even the, like the screens and the projectors, can you guys not provide us with those?
We don't provide the projectors. New
What the
England
projectors?
Stageworks usually does that for us in Littleton.
Can we get that from our library?
I don't.
Rented? No, that's not allowed?
Oh, from our. I don't know anything about your live. I just know about our
Okay,
equipment.
no, I'm just.
How
I
about-
would ask Mark Corey all the
we
financial
get it.
questions.
Okay, maybe
Okay.
we just have to explore this a little bit more in detail, that's it.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks, Nick.
So, Mike, can you give us, when you have it, give us the breakdown for this meeting and the total? Because I was just rounding to $6,000, and then we can look at how we can cut the costs down for the next
I can
meeting.
tell you what it was in total for this past town meeting.
Okay.
It was $7,000. So there was $100 for the signs that directed people in, the ones, the yard signs.
Well, why don't you put it together and send it to us in
Okay,
writing,
sure.
rather than all of us trying to tally in our
Yep.
heads? Can you put this on next week's agenda, and then we'll look at cost savings? And it might be things like our pre-meeting is here, not at the Regency, if we want a private room, that kind of a thing. But anyway, why don't we wait and we get the breakdown?
The
We'll have
day
a better
before, if you
discussion.
can believe it.
What's that?
The day before, maybe even.
Yeah, no, exactly, yeah.
Not leave decisions up to the.
What's that, Wes?
So the warrant article, you don't necessarily need a sense of the meeting. You can have the article to raise and appropriate the funds, 6,000 or 7,000, and then if they vote it down, that is in essence, because we can't be directed to where, we can't be directed where. It would just be to see if the town would raise and appropriate the funds to support it at that place. And so in that way, if you do use it, you use it, and if you don't, it gets, while it does get raised and appropriated, it would then be brought back into free cash. Or you could do it from free cash. There's ways to do it, but effectively, You only need one article,
Okay.
at least in my opinion.
Kristen, can I
Maria?
just talk to that? You can't, we could technically raise and appropriate, but we don't generally after the tax rate is set for the year, so it would be out of free cash. Don't even go down the raise and appropriate, because then that does come out of taxes. And we have plenty of free cash right now, that if the town decided to go forward with it, we should just take it out of that.
Yeah.
Plus, the tax rate is gonna be set in November, so then I don't know, it would be for this fiscal year that you'd be raising and appropriating after we've set the tax rate. So
Yeah,
it just gets really
we're not gonna do raise and
complicated.
appropriate, but just use free cash.
I would put it forward
That's
as free
fine.
cash.
Okay.
That's fine,
how
but I
would
was just
put it
saying, we
forward.
only need one.
Yeah, okay, cool, good.
One discussion. Okay. Okay, so we are tabling the ballot question. We're tabling special town meeting warrant article discussion. We're certainly not closing a warrant. And we're not talking about votes and recommendations. So, and we basically just did quite a bit of the location and expenses. We have not talked about the possibility of Saturday town meeting. I think I just heard a noise. So, all right, any more discussion about location and expenses?
Well, no, you wanna talk about Saturday?
Yeah, I just want to make sure that we had exhausted location and expenses.
I think we're done.
Okay, let's talk about, so when I went to the senior coffee, there were a couple of things that came up that I thought was interesting. They also talked about a daytime meeting, because it's hard to go out at night, driving at night, fatigue, all that good stuff. They also asked me about hybrid. They asked me about clickers. There was a lot of discussion, so I think there's definitely a lot to talk about in terms of making our town meeting more efficient. And I know people have serious opinions about it, so when I was out with the Acton Select Board, there were 3 Acton Select Board members and me walking the boundaries of town, and I asked them about the clickers, and they were very positive about it.
Oh, they were?
They were very positive about it. They said they've come a long way. I did ask if we could borrow theirs. It's not quite that easy. But I didn't get the negative that other people have said about, oh, they don't work, people don't understand, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Technology has improved.
I think we can look into the cost, because I had heard that they didn't work that well. But if the select board members feel that they did work, I'd be willing to, you know, to look into the possibility of getting them. I'd just like to know what the cost is there, you know, what the upfront cost is, and then I don't know if there's a rental fee every time we use them, or do we own them, and then how, you know, how does it work? And then second, I'd like to know, and I'm just, because I'm really not smart in this, do we need BXB to coordinate this? Who coordinates the clicking of the on that night?
The software, there's software, and again, the guys explained it to me. I am not a techie,
Right,
but part of the clicker piece was also the seniors asking about hybrid. Why can't town meeting be hybrid? So I guess I would like to ask Dennis, do you know anything about, they said Concord's considering it. What are you hearing in your moderator world?
Yeah, I'm interested in looking into this in some more detail. I don't believe a hybrid meeting is actually allowed right now. I could be wrong on that. I'm not aware of any towns that are doing it though, but I think there is expressed interest and it is being vetted. With regard to clickers, I'm very interested in looking into this again. I can talk to the moderator group that I'm a member of, Mass Moderators Association, get some more information there. You know, Bob's, you know, thought process or vetting idea is good too. Talk to other towns, your other select board out there that you have relationships with to see what they think. I know Boxborough looked into this several years ago. This may have been part of the town meeting study committee that was established at one time with some final conclusions a few years back. What I had heard anecdotally was that the clickers at that time, and like this could be years ago now, that they looked into it and the cost was judged to be prohibitively high at that time. Things could have changed. I mean, technology continues to evolve. Perhaps the economy of scale with many more towns doing it has made this more economical for all. We don't know, but I think it's something we should certainly look into. It would speed up the meeting. I have watched other town meetings and where they have the clickers in use, and I was very pleasantly surprised to see how smoothly it went. You see the tallies on the screen as they roll up, so you know how many voters are in the room, you know how many people voted yes, you know how many voted no, you know how many people didn't vote, which is actually one possible outcome. And it looked amazingly simple and routine for everybody that was in the room when I was watching one particular meeting just in the past couple of months. So that's something to look at. With regard to Saturday, again, I don't have that previous report or summary from that previous town meeting committee in front of me. I'm looking on the website right now. I'll see if I can dig it out. I believe they probably would have considered that and had some conclusion. And I think there's really good arguments in favor and against. And I think, for as many people you might gain, you may lose some. I mean, we've done it twice in Boxborough, if I recall. We did it in 2020, primarily due to COVID and delayed scheduling, and it ended up on a Saturday at the BBC with extra space. And then the following year in 21, I remember being there as well on a Saturday that was a marathon session that went at least 10, if not 12 hours. But, the beauty of Saturday is you block out the day, chances are you get town meeting over in one shot. I mean, we have less of a time pressure these days because we do have the fall.
Okay, wait, I'm having trouble hearing Dennis. Dennis, speak up.
Yeah, so.
There you go.
Yeah, like I said, we've been to the Regency twice for an all-day Saturday that I can remember. And it does allow you to have a long session. It was 10 to 12 hours long, if I recall. And at least you get through everything in one shot. And we have less time pressure for the annual now because we have the fall. I mean, we've been only going 1.5 nights, basically, on the last handful of meetings we've had, thanks to having 2 a year now, pretty much with regularity, other than a year ago this fall. Anyway, I'll dig out that previous town meeting study committee summary if I can find it. If I can't get it online on the website, I think I know of folks that served on that committee, at least 2, that probably have it. And I'll see if there was anything useful there that can be carried forward. At least it would have the thoughts and the sentiment at that time regarding both Saturdays and clickers.
Dennis, can I ask you to ask a couple of questions?
Yeah.
One would be, how many towns are using the clickers? 2 would be, is anybody sharing them? Like, in other words, do they have regional clickers? I'm not sure how that software works. Can you buy multiple licenses and use the hardware?
Anecdotally, I've heard of towns borrowing extra clickers, and this came up recently with a lot of towns having to have a MBTA Communities Act 3A zoning, and anecdotally, this has been attracting 10% of voters in many towns, which is a lot. Like for us, that's getting into the 400 to 500 range, which is what we do get for the zoning. And those towns looked into borrowing clickers where they were on the same system as another town and knew that they didn't have enough of their regular clickers in inventory and needed extra for that particular town meeting with that MBTA Communities Act article coming up. So
Okay.
I think if you go to the clicker system, the expectation is you're going to own your own clickers. But again, that opportunity to borrow is there. I mean, they have to be programmed. I mean, you're using a closed radio frequency system to operate this thing, and I don't understand all the technology behind it. But I mean, there's definitely logistics involved with setting it up, having, making sure it operates. If any town that goes in this direction, you're going to want to have sort of a mock town meeting and do some practice runs with some volunteers, and I'm sure we could find some for that purpose. But this isn't something you're going to decide, in the next month or 2, and then have it ready to go in May, for example. This is going to take a lot more vetting, I think, and obviously there's cost involved, and I think a lot of conversation initially, and even perhaps sense of the meeting. I think the sense may be there. It's a de facto secret ballot too, because towns that have representative town meeting, their representatives have to show their votes. But in an open town meeting like ours and many others, if you click, it's just a yes, no goes to the screen.
So I think Nick has something to add, but do you want to ask your question first, Priya?
Yes.
Because then maybe you can answer that too.
It's just about the clickers, yeah.
Yeah, no, stay right there.
So,
Please. Oh, okay.
go ahead.
Dennis, I just have one other question. Is there only one type of software or one system for clickers? Are there multiple systems
My
available.
impression is there's more than one
More than
service
one.
provider and/or hardware manufacturer for these systems.
And so that's why you gotta get, if you're gonna borrow, you gotta make sure you're using the right
Yeah, it's got to
software.
be a compatible system, and there may even be, different versions of hardware and software, just like on your phones.
Right.
Yeah,
You get a
that's-
different
that's
version, you got to be up to date. So, yeah, anyway, there's a lot to it, and I think it's something I think after the last town meeting in particular, where we had to do standing counts, that is time consuming. And, even there was some expressed voter interest here and there that I heard about secret ballot and whether that should be allowed or not. I mean, if someone makes a motion, it's always allowed to have a motion, and the town meeting would need to approve it. Anyway, there's a lot of advantages to the clicker system, I think, and the challenges of just the logistics and the cost are things that need to be very carefully evaluated and decided upon, and like I said, this is something I think that would certainly take some time, and you certainly may want to get input from the voters, whether it's in a select board meeting or, possibly even a sense of the meeting question at another meeting ahead of going in this direction.
Great,
Sounds
thanks,
good.
Dennis.
Nick, what you got?
So our clerk's office has some clickers, and we also borrow some from Harvard and Groton.
Okay. And how does it work in Littleton?
Us-
Success rate. Did you find it to be difficult?
Unofficially, I know.
Yeah,
Unofficially,
unofficially.
how did it work in the town?
like this.
Was
They
it
had
good?
20 seconds to vote.
Yeah,
Everyone voted,
yeah.
and it appeared right on the screen.
Did anyone question the accuracy of it?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay,
Like
great.
tomorrow, for example, we're going to test out the clickers because we have Littleton special town meeting next Tuesday.
Okay.
So tomorrow we're going to, but we do borrow them from other towns. I'm not sure the cost.
Yeah.
I'm not sure,
yeah.
but they work really well.
And there was no question about someone says, I don't trust it?
People did not question it, no.
great.
As soon as we introduced it and we went through those first couple of votes, it was just.
Oh,
calm.
did you do practice votes? Or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we
That
did
makes
to make
sense.
sure the system worked and everything, like, are you all here tonight in Littleton? Yes.
And how many smart you-know-what said no?
Oh, two.
Because
So,
there's always one of those.
I'm just
or two.
saying. that-
Great, thank you.
It does
Nick.
All right.
That's great
So
help.
did Littleton TV kind of manage it, or somebody else did?
Someone else does.
Okay.
Someone
Our
outside.
town clerk does.
Town clerk
Our
managed it.
town
Okay.
clerk does.
Well, this is really good intel. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because the other thing I was curious about was, when I go to conferences, it's all on our phone. It's an app that we use on our phone, and they gather input immediately on the screen. But that probably isn't as secure, is what I'm guessing.
I have a question.
Yes. Hi, Sam.
Hi, gang. Dennis, when you were here in July, I think it was July, and we were setting the dates for these town meetings, there was a very brief exchange about using the auditorium at Acton Boxborough. Did anyone look into that? Was that dismissed as a possibility out of hand, or is that something that could be explored? I never heard any follow-up on that. I assume there's a bylaw.
Can we use the AB auditorium?
I assume there's a bylaw that says it needs to be in town, but that
Do you know,
that would be
Dennis? Does it have
subject
to be in town?
amendment as well.
I don't know 100%, but I recall that someone else expressed that knowledge or opinion that was the case. I can find out.
See, I feel like in
think-
my
I think
lifetime,
that closed the
I
door
was
on
there.
I think that closed the door on the option before we even got the answer back from Adam Klein, I think, looked into it and let us know.
It seems like something we should make sure is not an option before we
money.
vote on
I think
Blanchard
the other
versus,
expressed concern
Regency.
was that, that location, I mean, okay, yeah, we know it's physically outside of Boxborough, so if it were allowed to be elsewhere, how's that going to impact attendance? I don't, personally, I don't think going to Acton is that far out of the way.
AB
for anything.
versus the Regency, it's kind of, 6-1 to me,
I
but
think it would.
Well, yeah, well, I guess it depends where you live.
John
Markowitz.
John Markowitz has his hand up, perhaps he knows the
Yeah,
answer.
when we first moved, yep, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, when we first moved into town, one of the first town meetings we went to was for the school. And that town meeting, because of the crowd, it was held at the high school, Acton High School auditorium.
Oh,
Thank you for validating, because that's what I was saying. It's like, I know in my adult lifetime, I've been to a town meeting at AB. Yeah.
Well, was that a Boxborough town meeting, or was it a meeting that was of the regional school system in some
There was no
context?
regional school
I was
system.
gonna say,
Okay.
you just said Acton High School, yeah.
Well,
The regionalization.
No, but there was no regional school, okay? I mean, there was regional, this was a vote for the Blanchard School. It was held, I remember it was, because it was most of the, all the attendees were from Boxborough. Because I remember, that was one of my first town meetings, having never been to one. And then all the new people who had moved into Boxborough that wanted the school, after the vote was taken, we all got up and left to the boos of the rest of the people,
To booze, ouch.
okay?
okay, but John, there was a regional school system for the high school and junior high school for many, many years. We had 3 systems, Acton
Right, but
Elementary,
this was-
Blanchard Elementary, and regional, junior, and high. So at that time, there was a regional
Well, you can
district as well
check,
as 2
you
elementaries.
can check, but this might have been just, I don't know, they did it
Yeah.
back then, and I'm pretty sure
Yeah, if it was an
that it
annual
was
town
just
meeting.
Boxborough.
I remember
Okay.
that too, John, because it was like in the early 90s.
Yeah,
And I
it was in the
let's
early
get to-
90s.
Anyway, we'll
Let's
figure
get to
it
the
out.
bottom of this, because I
Anyway.
think
Yeah.
it's a,
All right,
it's a worthy,
okay, we have more work to
There
do.
can be
it's a worthy
reasons why it might
consideration,
happen.
I think.
Yeah.
Maria?
Can I just?
Of course.
So, Sam, I understand it sounds like it's the same. I think there'll be some pushback from Boxborough citizens about having to go to Acton for our town meeting. That said, putting that aside, the Acton town meeting is run by Acton TV. So we would also need the cost to have BXB-TV go there and whatever extra audio.
Good point.
Or the cost for Acton TV to do that. So just make sure that cost is also in there when you come back with that. And again, just remember the cost of pushback from, that might be a sense of the meeting kind of situation, personally. Having lived in Boxborough for 26 years, people
We
are.
all just
I
have
don't
to
have an
get
opinion
along.
for,
Yeah,
I don't have an
but-
opinion for or against anything. I just, if we're quibbling about less than $6,000 for the Regency.
Well, it sounds like we
let's-
can do less than
let's, you know,
$6,000, because Kirby used to be able to pull that off for us. So I think that's
Let's
a whole
think about
different
all of our
conversation.
options here, yeah.
Are you still talking about Saturday meeting?
Yep, I was going to move along to that, yep.
Okay. Do you want to talk about it?
Sure.
Sure.
For my opinion?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're standing.
So we did do a Saturday meeting, June 21st, June of 21. And that was the one that Wes said was 8 hours. It was actually 10 hours.
Sounds awful.
We had 225 people register. I can guarantee that they were not there all day, because we were doing the Liberty Fields. So the point of doing the Saturday was twofold, but a big part of it was trying to get parents there. Parents were running in and out. They were not happy about trying to get there for the votes, and then, of course, nothing on town meeting, because this is a full-blown annual town meeting, goes as planned, and you can't say we're going to do it first thing Tuesday night, because you're in the middle of the day. So there were parents who were coming in and out, but not able to, we hadn't even gotten to Liberty. Or then they came back and we passed Liberty. By the end of the 10 hours, I left at hour 9. There was 50 people left in the room, and my husband said, "You can't go." EDC, I don't know what they had, some vote. And I said, "I'm having a bunch of these people over to dinner tonight. I'm leaving." And it didn't make it to the house until after 7.
Yep.
So it was a long day, plus don't forget, and then the following year, we did it at Blanchard, and we had 199 people. So I'm not really sure, I'd like to see the numbers around that, if it makes that much of a difference, to have it on a Saturday and getting more people.
Maria, my only question is, when was that town meet, when was that Saturday? What season, what month?
It was June 21.
June of 2020.
June of
Because-
2021. And I want to say it was like, we did it early enough. It was all during COVID stuff, I think.
Yeah.
It was the year, yeah, 21, right? And I think it was early enough in June. It wasn't at the end of June. It was in the teens, because if something failed, the budget failed or something like that, we needed to have enough time to be able to go back. Otherwise, we would have been in a world of hurt with the budget. So it was like in the 15th, 17th, something like that.
Oh, because my reason for the month was, Wes and I both asked the same question. How many parents are involved on Saturday sports? And that's why I think it's seasonal. If you get into the spring, there's a lot more sports going
Right.
on than, but.
But then you're talking about doing April Acton moved their April meeting to May, because it is really hard to get all your budget stuff together. The
Yeah.
state's not even looking at budget. Imagine trying to move up that timeline.
Yeah,
You have to start budgeting in August. So Acton moved to a later date. So that's just my opinion is Saturday was a good experiment. It didn't really work. As I recall, the town meeting committee, when they met and they did surveys, Saturday was not on the top of the list.
Okay.
So I think that's just something to think about.
I was gonna say,
My personal opinion, just want to be clear.
I like the way we did it this year and just kind of divided it out, and this is how we're doing it, and I don't know.
Yeah, and Christian, I was in the FinCom at that time.
Yeah.
It was brutal because we didn't even have food. That was the other thing too, like for lunch, right?
Your
Like,
blood
people-
sugar was like,
No, like, I mean, I had brought food, but like many people who were there wanting to stay for the entire day, they couldn't order anywhere, like
Oh.
food. So there was a whole lot of logistical issues that kind of
we hadn't
came
thought of,
into
okay.
play. But having said that, like if people still want to like explore it, we can like look into it. But I'm not sure, like in terms of like with the kids' activities, a long day, and we just kept losing people.
Yeah.
Towards the end, like it was like probably less than
The
50
length is
people.
a killer.
Like,
The length.
yeah, but I was gonna say, I think, yeah. Anybody else? And then, Dennis, I see your hand. Anybody else from the board with thoughts?
There's a shaking his head, no.
Well, that's a thought. Dennis, do you have any idea how many, I know Littleton was doing Saturday. Like, has anybody else had success with Saturdays, or what are your thoughts?
I'll just summarize and say I would discourage Saturday, I think.
Okay.
You definitely, you automatically lose people that just have other plans on the weekends. I mean, I think if everybody here just looked at their own personal calendars and counted up how many Saturdays out of the 52 Saturdays of a year, you'd actually be able to carve out your whole day for town meeting. The number might be fairly limited. And I think, yeah, the sense is that we tried it and nobody has come back asking for it again. Maybe some like it, but I think you may lose more people than you'd gain.
Hey, Cassie, can I put you on the spot because you're a voter and you're a member of a family with young children? What are your thoughts?
Sure. I think it's tricky. I think I agree with what Dennis said about, people just carving out whole Saturdays when they have, sports and birthday parties, and especially that time of the year, May, June. I just feel like the calendar you're slammed with stuff on the weekend. So I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't know, but that's my 2 cents.
Okay. Based on the discussion tonight, I'm thinking we don't need to waste any time on it, that we did try it recently, and it wasn't super successful. I sure would like to see more than 200 people making decisions, and I did hear something about 48 people being left at the end, and most of them being board members, which basically means town meeting is abdicating their authority by not being there. So I'm thinking we just say we talked about it, and it's not right for Boxborough.
Yeah.
Thoughts, everybody?
I don't think Saturday works for us.
All right. So we talked about it.
To provide context on the remote meeting, so this year there is a House Bill 2274 by the representative in Sudbury who is looking to authorize remote participation at town meetings throughout the state. People have been trying for a while, so Wayland filed for a home rule petition for a second straight year, requesting that the legislature give them the remote participation go ahead. Concord is also looking to file a similar home request rule, and I think there's a few other communities in Massachusetts looking to file the home request rule.
So clearly it's not approved because
No, so you have to get permission
Yeah.
from legislature, but the House Bill 2274 would probably be the easiest way to get it for everybody in the state.
Yeah.
I'm happy to ask. I have some professional knowledge of the Sudbury bill. My understanding is the Secretary of State has weighed in and said it's unconstitutional. So even if the legislature did pass it.
Oh, so he's saying it's unconstitutional.
He's saying even if you wanted to carve this out and do it as a home rule, it's the in-person requirement is in the Constitution.
There you go.
Interesting. Okay.
But I can ask if there's an updated understanding of that.
No, well, yeah, but it's a good sense, for us, it's a good sense of where what the uphill battle we would have to fight.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the way I look at it too is we're a community that does not take to change well, so why not let Sudbury and Wayland or Concord and Wayland figure it out and let us know how it goes? Because then everyone will say, well, we're not Concord, we don't have to do what Concord does.
Just to interject, we would need to figure out how to use clickers first
know,
before we
I
went to the
know.
remote steps. So
Let's do the clickers
one
first.
step at a time, and I think the clickers would be a good first small step for Boxborough, and then a larger step later on, perhaps, if it were ever allowed. So.
All right, thank you.
So thanks,
Yep.
Dennis. So then going back, are we gonna get cost on clickers?
I think we're gonna do some research into it, get an understanding of what's out there.
But the whole thing would cost.
And I think if we're gonna do it, it needs to be for annual town meeting anyway, because we'd have to fund it. So I think I would like to see us do some research on that, and
but
whether
when-
it's,
but
I
it
would say the
wouldn't-
town clerk's office should be doing the research on it in conjunction maybe with Dennis about the programs that are out there, the costs, the ability to share, shareware, share hardware, see if other communities are interested. I'm certainly not looking to take financial advantage of any other town, but if we each have 300 so that we can make 600, does it just make sense?
Right. Last time this came up, we did a very quick casual exploration, and I think it was 20,000 plus for the clickers.
Oh, really?
But like anything, I'm sure the cost comes down as technology advances, so that, but we can look into that.
Could you make the request to the town clerk?
Sure.
Thank you.
The ongoing cost as well, right?
Oh, yeah,
Right,
right,
that's
the
what-
software,
Maybe
yeah.
maintenance or software.
Or programming, because I'm assuming.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
You
of-
don't
Yeah, and
pay software.
technical support, so there's a lot to look into, but I'll start doing research through the Moderators Association, and I can get, if you direct Becky Harris to start exploring this too, on the town clerk side of things, we can perhaps start gathering information. That'll be helpful.
Awesome, thank you.
And you're not looking for it for 26 town meeting, you're looking for some beyond that, right?
No, I actually think that if we can get the information, we bring it forward this year, because my understanding is by the time we fund it and implement, if we don't look at it this year and bring it to town meeting this year, we don't bring it till next year, we're not using it for 2 more years. So no, I do want to move on this. There's no reason not to.
But do you want it in place for the May town meeting?
Oh, no, it's not going to be in place.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
okay,
no,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
getting money to actually buy
No,
them.
I agree with you, yeah.
Okay, no, we won't be able to make this happen for
Well,
2026.
at least we don't have to figure out a location for it.
There you go, there you go, or the day.
Okay.
Awesome, any more discussion from anybody on location expenses and Saturdays? Seeing none, let's talk about the Board of Assessors rollout and next steps. What are you thinking, Mike?
I haven't had a chance to do too much, but I am going to get together with our interim assessor. I think he's going to be a great resource on helping us with this. Write up a little bit of a draft, say, board composition, expectations, requirements, qualifications, that sort of a thing. And then bring it back to your next meeting. You've got a meeting in a week, and then start rolling it out from there.
One of the things you could do is pull down, I'm assuming that most boards of assessors have a charter or something. You could pull it all down, put it into AI, and have them compare and contrast, and you could literally create a table for us to
Right,
to
and
kinda look
that's the
through.
other thing, actually, we had talked about in administration today, was starting to work on a draft charter for you.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll bring that to your meeting next week.
Well, I highly suggest you consider AI. to help you-
absolutely.
Help yourself out with
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Okay. Any other input for Mike as he starts this fun journey? No? Okay, let's move into reports and announcements. We'll start at this end of the table.
Okay. There is an upcoming silent auction that'll be part of the UCC church fair this year. And let's see, let me get to the, one of the raffles will be rides in police and fire vehicles.
Bless you.
I understand there's been a couple of requests from the community and I don't even know if this is possible, but to have a ride on the new fire UTV, because they saw that.
Well, that's a
roll-
heck of a lot more fun, if you
Because-
ask me.
Yeah, they saw it.
Little kids were so excited.
Yeah,
Village
yeah.
Day.
So
Just do ATV in circles.
Let's
Is there a
see.
reason we can or can't? Does our insurance cover that?
We just haven't even looked into it yet.
Okay.
The chief just told me that today.
Just don't be rolling
And I
it.
said, yeah, let's see what the safety precautions are and all that, because, it's not as enclosed as like a cruiser or a fire
Right.
truck, but I don't anticipate a problem, but I want to look into that a little more.
Isn't there auction the Merry Christmas Fair in November? When is it? Because that's what it is the Merry Christmas Fair.
It is, November 22nd.
Okay, so could we get an answer to them before then? Did you need select board authorization or anything? This is just
No,
purely
I-
an announcement?
Yeah,
Okay.
I gave an answer to the church, and the police and fire. Yeah, this is just to let you know that's coming up on November 22nd.
Okay.
Their fair. And then, one other thing, we have been continuing to post the immigration resources, in 4 languages around the community. And that's all I've got for announcements. Got anything?
Kelly, you got anything? No? Okay. Okay, so I'm actually pretty quick. So Maria and I were on the elected officials forum for the region, starting to roll out different scenarios, different options, and what they were asking us, and it's great that you're here, Maria, too, asking us, what are Boxborough's concerns, challenges, expectations, goals, if and when all this comes to pass, where are we going with it? And the FinCom it was Tony, John, and Maria, and John Connor, and I think the FinCom did a really good job expressing our financial situation. And what I said is that what Boxborough's looking at is, we've got some significant expenses, and we're looking, for lack of a better word, on parity. That we want to come up with a budget that's fair. So neither the town or the school is taking huge hits, that we can maintain services, and that, every resident's need is important. So, I don't know, Maria, do you want to, I feel like that's the high level, what we talked about.
I think that's, the one word, hold on. I
Go to
don't
the
want
mic.
to say anything to me. The one thing that FinCom has been trying to really impress upon the school committee is sustainability, right? Their budgets need to be sustainable.
Yeah, we're not talking energy.
I'm sorry,
we're
I'm not talking about energy, yes.
Yeah.
Because it drives so much of both towns. It's over 50% of our budget. And these giant increases, which I understand don't really translate to the region's budget increase, but it's over $120 million. So that's what's not sustainable. We can't keep up at 2.5% with all our other real expenses that we have. We can't keep up with these giant increases. And so how do they make real system changes to their budgeting and how they do it? And I think that's what we're really looking for. They had some really good ideas and options. And once again, because I don't feel like this is being advertised to the Boxborough residents, there is a forum Monday night at Blanchard. I believe it starts at 6:30 this upcoming, a week from tonight, that the regional school committee is putting on this consulting company to get the opinions of the Blanchard residents. So I'm sure the parents have heard about it because I've seen it on the Acton parent pages. But I'm not sure that the residents at large have heard about it.
Is there we go back to it. You and I have talked about it before. We have a way to reach seniors. We have a way to reach, so, if we could ask Kim D to make sure that seniors are aware this is coming on Monday night. We don't have a great way to get the middle people, which is all of us who don't either have children in the school or we're not connected to the COA. I don't know. And I want to say a lot of people aren't on social media anymore either. Like, the majority of my friends are not on social media anymore.
In the past, when we've tried to, when I was on the select board and we were trying to get word out to this group of people, we would ask that an all boards email went out and then ask the boards to forward it to everyone they know on their email list.
That's a great idea.
That's
Could
what we
do
used
that?
to do, and that would at least reach a good number of people.
Yeah.
A lot of them, there were times where I was getting 4 or 5, 6 of these because everyone I know is on a board, but nonetheless, it was at least going out to the public. So we used to do that.
Could we draft something that people can forward then? That maybe even just simply take the invitation that we all received, and so it's really funny. I was actually hoping one of us would go to that forum next week, because I think it's really important as the select board that we hear what our townspeople are saying. Do we know, Nick, is it being recorded? Do we know?
I don't think it is, Kristen.
Probably not.
Ask the question.
Right.
And it doesn't say that. They have another hybrid meeting. Sorry, Nick. on Thursday night.
Right, but where this is a Blanchard Boxborough specific one, does anybody, I mean, how do you all feel? Like, I just feel like one of us should be there to hear it. Anybody want to volunteer?
Yeah, Nick
Priya?
says he's not recording that.
You're not recording it, Nick, okay, thanks.
Because I think.
You volunteer to go?
one of them's having a town meeting.
Oh, yeah, you'll be at town meeting. Yes.
The superintendent did ask us, but unfortunately, they're tied up because the town meeting is the next day. So we suggested to see if the Acton TV could record it, and that's the latest we know. That's the
Okay.
furthest we got with it.
I couldn't hear you.
That's okay.
You speak so softly.
Oh, she said that they were looking to see if Acton TV could cover the Boxborough Forum, but I don't know if that's happening. All right, but
Monday I'll be here doing the select board meeting,
oh, right, okay,
because Tuesday we have town meeting.
right. Okay, so Priya, you volunteer to go and listen? Awesome, thank you.
And, can we, like, advertise in our fire station, that electronic board?
I was thinking the same thing,
Yes.
yeah.
That was-
DPW's electronic billboard.
The one that right now tells you how fast you're going.
Yeah.
Smile, you're on radar. The one at the
No,
fire
they-
station, you
they-
mean? I'm talking about the one at the fire station.
They
talking about the
changed
radar.
it, they changed it, they said now it just says, please drive slowly, that's all.
Oh, the last time I went there was smile, you're on radar.
There's just a few of us that get the police dress.
Oh.
Kristen's one, I'm
This is the
another.
Monday meeting at Blanchard.
Oh, you mean it's situational? Oh, so Bob just doesn't get it. Okay, all right. Doesn't get the warning. All right, well, if we could look into,
Priya, what was your request about the electric signboard?
For the, Monday night forum.
Okay.
For the schools, right? Like, so maybe we can advertise it, like, between now and then, hopefully it'll.
How are we supposed to go to Monday Night Forum if we're here?
well,
No, no,
Priya's
that's-
gonna,
She
Priya,
won't be
Yes, I
here.
was getting- so that I didn't go there.
yeah, Priya volunteered to go and listen on her behalf and then report back. Okay. Is everybody okay with that? I mean, we could always postpone our meeting because we don't have anything time sensitive anymore.
We do have
We
a
might.
public hearing for a
I don't
liquor
think we
license.
should do
Oh, we have a liquor license.
Yeah,
Okay,
but we might. We'll see on Thursday.
that.
Right?
fair enough, fair enough. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so the other thing that's kind of related to the elected official forum was the tri-board meeting on Wednesday. So that is open to the public, and it's the Acton and Boxborough select boards, finance committees, and of course, the regional school committee. So we'll all be talking about our goals and objectives. So we should all be, prepared to speak if you've got anything in particular that you would like the region to hear. I want to back up a little bit, because at our meeting, I feel like Acton has the same concerns we do. And the Acton Finance Committee was also expressing concern about those fixed costs that we don't have any control over, such as insurance, retirement, and he had some suggestions, the chair of the Finance Committee, Acton Finance Committee had some suggestions, so I do want to point out, it's not just us. Acton's just as concerned about the numbers and the ability to sustain those numbers over time, that eventually we are just gonna hit a ceiling that we can no longer, and we might be there, I don't know, but at some point, there's some ceiling where it's just not possible anymore. So, anyway, all right, so yes, moving down the road.
What do I have? Just there's two events happening this weekend on Sunday. There's the Touch a Truck at the fire station happening from 10 to 12. And then there is an event over at Kraft Food Hall from 12.
No, from 4 to 6.
From 4 to 6. And the fire department and police department will be at both, and it's an event for kids to get a whole bunch of candy, and adults. And that's it.
Beautiful.
Both of them are on Sunday?
Yes.
Yep, the 26th, yep.
Yeah, both of them on Sunday. One's 10 to 12, the other one's 4 to 6.
And if anybody wants to decorate a trunk, just reach out to me. You can hand out
You got
candy.
enough folks.
What's that?
I thought you got enough people, right? No?
No, not yet, no. Well, no. I mean, I'll be okay, but regardless. But it'd be
And-
nice to have more participation.
And then, before I saw, just saw one thing. Mike or Kelly, can we get that on our websites? I just looked, they're not on the websites.
I understand you might not be able to do trunk or treat because it's private, it's not a public
Oh.
event.
Never
But I
mind.
don't have the fire station one yet.
Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. Okay.
Okay.
But I can ask.
I know that people were putting it out on the various social media sites for children that I've never heard of before.
For the craft
And the,
food? Or the-
both. They were putting both out there. Yeah. So I don't know.
If we can't do it, fine, sorry.
Well, I just don't want anyone to be upset. I mean,
I get it.
yeah, you get it. Okay, Wes, you got anything? Yeah.
Our fire station building committee met last week, and then we kind of semi-finalized our matrix for site selection matrix. There are a few things that we still need information on, that we kind of gave everything a score of 1 across the board, but most of the other ones that we did it for, we had already done for 502 and 72, and then 700, but then we also included now, what is it, 700, 850, and then 1300. So we put that matrix together, and then we came to know of like a property X in the market, maybe, potentially, we don't know. So that's something that Mike will probably look into.
Right.
Yeah, you guys had a power meeting that, but you got so much work done that night. It
Yeah.
was something else. Okay. Sam.
I don't know what board or committee the trail stewards fall under, but I'm gonna guess it's Conservation Commission, so I'll just lift it up. Under the leadership of Dave Barnett, the trail stewards and the Boy Scouts will be doing boardwalk work on a lot of the trails on conservation land this weekend, so look out for that.
On
and
trails in Acton, Boxborough?
Boxborough. And they are also planning work on a lot of the kiosks and wayfinding that are falling down at many of our trailheads. So if you see a collapsed or inoperative kiosk, call Dave Barnett. He has been an excellent
That's awesome.
trail steward so far under the leadership of Liz and the Conservation Commission.
So it's funny, I spent a lot of time in Patch Hill, and those have been down for quite a long time, and they used to have actually the trail maps, and you know what might be cool is if you could have QR codes for all the trail maps, because I mean, I've lived here my whole life, and I actually got lost once and had to call town hall and get walked out. I'm behind a blue house.
I think it's something the Conservation Commission that could do more to support, sorry, the Select Board could do more to support the Conservation Commission on. The maps of the conservation land on the town website don't even have the Perkins parcel or those trails on it at all. Which means they haven't been updated in over 2 years. So I think a QR code would be great, but let's get the map up to date here. And of course, you know, the on-site facilities, which have information about the trails, about invasive species, about tick prevention and mitigation, things like that are very useful for people who use the trails as well. So.
You know, it would be really cool
Let's
is
support Dave and the Conscom on that, but he's developed a great relationship with the Boy Scouts, and it sounds like they're getting some great work done with the boardwalks, because there are a lot of wet trails out there.
Yeah, we do have a lot of water. Okay, so you'll pass that along to Alec about updating.
Yes.
Who do we send that to say, hey, not all the trails are actually on?
Yeah,
Do we update
yeah,
them?
I'll take that as a note. It was Perkin Woods and.
Just the Perkins Woods, that Perkins Woods parcel on Sergeant Road,
Yep.
and the trails that are on it, which there's
Okay.
the original trail system, and then there was a second trail that was built that connects it with the parcel
Well,
to the north
Sergeant
of it
Road
that
would
I
go
can't
up
remember
to
the name of it now.
Hartwell. Wouldn't
No,
Sergeant go to
no,
Hartwell?
It's the conservation land
Is it after?
on Littlefield that I can't remember the name of it now. Rolling Meadow.
There you go. I was just, yeah, okay. Okay, so if you could actually just ask Alec, and can you report back to us in 2 weeks or something? I really want to do a better job of the select board following up on these things, so
No problem.
bring it back to us. Great. You know, it would be really fun if we got there, would be able to be, you know, have QR codes that literally could have history or what, like, wouldn't it be fun to have like interns come in and go through a trail map, learn the history of the trail, what was you know, were oxen driven down there, was coal driven down, was it ice, what was it, and make little narratives that people could listen to in the woods. That would be so cool.
I've actually seen things like that done as Eagle projects.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Eagle?
I've seen projects like that done as Eagle projects in some towns. You know, coming up with the history in different places around town.
If you see now on the trails, there's little signboards about the invasives that are there.
Yeah.
That was an Eagle project of a scout.
Very cool.
And those are
Yeah.
terrific, and as I've talked about here before, we have a huge invasives problem here in town, especially on conservation land.
Well, I will also say, like, when we ask people what they love about Boxborough, so many people say the open space, and, you know, we do own a significant amount of our land, and there's some really cool history there, so, yeah. Anything else? Okey dokey, we are now at meeting minutes for September 11th, 2025, and September 22nd, 2025. Has everyone had a chance to review?
I reviewed the September 22nd minutes, and they appear to be fine.
Okay.
We need locations on them, so they don't list location.
Locations?
The minutes, so the minutes have to describe the location, would give the location of where
Oh.
the meeting took place.
Oh, because the 11th was a Zoom.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, so all meeting minutes need to have the location, like, so it'd be like the Grange Room, at.
Oh, okay. All right, so we can do that. We
Our
can.
agenda has it like 29 Middle Road and that, but it needs to also be on the minute.
Yeah, good
Okay.
point.
Okay,
All right, we
great.
can fix that.
We can fix that.
Thank you.
Any further comment on the content? No? Then I move to approve the select board minutes of September 11th and September 22nd, both 2025, as amended.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained?
Me, one.
Right, Bob abstains on September 11th because he didn't attend.
I
Do you want me to separate the
I
votes?
abstained on September 22nd because I did not attend.
Would you like me to separate the votes? I move to approve the select board minutes of September 11th, 2025 as amended.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained?
One.
So 401. I move to approve the select board minutes of September 22nd, 2025 as amended.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained?
Aye.
401. Okay, we are going to move into an executive session now. We will not be reconvening in open session. It looks like my whole motion isn't here.
The back,
On the back page?
at the back.
But it just says, executive session to discuss strategy with respect, there's nothing about I move to enter into executive session?
Well, that should do it.
Okay. I move to enter into executive session to discuss strategy with respect to all ongoing litigation matters involving the town, where discussion in open session may have a detrimental effect on the town's legal position, pursuant to MGL Chapter 30A, Section 21A3. Pursuant to MGL Chapter 30A, Section 21A2, to conduct strategy sessions in preparation for negotiations with non-union personnel, the chief of police, and pursuant to MGL Chapter 30A, Section 21A6, to consider the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property, 832 Mass Ave and 1300 Mass Ave, where discussion in open session may have a detrimental effect on the town's legal position.
Second.
Further, the
Oops,
select
sorry.
board will not reconvene in open session.
I'll second that whole thing.
All right, roll call vote. We'll start at the end. Sam?
Anderson, aye.
Priya?
Sundaram, aye.
Wes?
Votes aye.
Stemple, aye.
And Hilberg, aye.